Back in November, GM announced that it was going to lay off about 14,000 people. 8,000 of those were white-collar workers. Another 5 were at 5 plants that they plan to close. The white-collar workers are starting to be laid off this week. It'll go on for a while, depends on supervisor, depends on location. Most of them will be in the Detroit area. They're worldwide, but GM, of course, has a concentration of white-collar workers in the Detroit area, mainly at the Tech Center in Warren. That employs about 20,000 people. It's a big, sprawling 1950s-era campus with a ton of workers. They do a lot of engineering, design, computer work there.
What's happening right now with GM is something that we're expecting to see happen with more automakers over the next year or so, which is trying to transition their staff, trying to get the right skill sets in place for the future of the auto industry as it transforms, going from internal combustion engines and vehicles being sold to consumers towards a model where it's more electrification, more automation, and more mobility services. There's obviously been a lot of criticism of the industry, especially of GM, of doing this now, particularly from some of the unions and some governments, especially in Ontario, the Canadian auto workers and the Canadian government's, Ontario government, as well as here in the U.S., because they got bailed out just under a decade ago when they went bankrupt. And what they're doing now is they're trying to be proactive.